the TwoAskewPodcast. This is a emergency alert. Help. It's just me. I'm alone and scared. Lexi's not here for this episode. She's at work. I got lucky today. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I didn't have to work today. Just one of those times, you know, you don't ask a lot of questions. You text your boss, are we working then? Because sometimes you don't work Mondays. And he goes, no, you don't. Oh, why not? Blah, blah, blah. No, because then, you know, that's the kid in class that goes, you didn't ask us about homework, you know, and then you throw the pencils at him. You don't be that guy. No, I don't work. Okay, radio silence. Might as well be dead. If you haven't turned it off yet, thank you. But this episode, I'm recording alone because we've been talking about how we're going to be doing the podcast going forward. And so there's going to be just some slight changes. We're still going to do it weekly. It's still Lexi and I. This time that I'm talking to myself, I'm just going to be honest. It's really weird. I'm just staring at this microphone in front of me and talking like I'm just talking to myself. If someone walks in, I'm just talking to myself in reality, and I look like a lunatic, and I get evicted. But so the changes, anyway, the changes we are doing is we're still doing the podcast weekly, except it will be a regular podcast format. And then the next week it is a gaming format that we will be posting on our YouTube channel. And so what we need you guys to do, if you want weekly episodes, is I need you to go to TwoAskewPodcast on YouTube, find the channel. It has the same picture that you're seeing on your podcast app, and subscribe, because that way, if you are interested in the video gaming that we're going to be doing, it will pop up in your subscription feed, and you can watch it on YouTube. Because obviously, we won't be posting video game format on iTunes, right? So this episode is kind of a throwaway episode, really. I mean, if you're like, okay, I'm tuning out, I suggest, you know, I don't know, SNL or something. Dave Chappelle has new specials on Netflix. I'm sure I've already said that. That's time well spent. This episode, I'm just gonna. 2018 is crazy. I'll just start there. I'll just say it. 2018 is fucking weird. We thought 2017 was bad. Actually, it just shows how dumb we are, or arrogant, hopeful, I guess, that because the calendar flips to a different year, things are going to change. But 2016, we thought 2016 was bad, and then 2017 is crazy. Odd things are happening, and now 2018 is strange. If I sound confused, it's because I am. I'm living in an alternate reality right now because I'm an Eagles fan, and the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, which is just blowing my mind. And if you're saying, Ray, I don't give a shit about the Eagles, fair. I understand that. Ray, I don't give a shit about the NFL. Sorry. If you care about basketball, you are not going to get the updates here. What I could tell you about the NBA season so far is that very tall men have dunked the ball for sure. I know that's had to have happened. So there's your update on the NBA. But what makes the Eagles game worth talking about, I find, is that because the Eagles fans have a reputation, an infamous reputation, and they had to take precautions around the game if the Eagles won, which they did. My favorite one was that they sent city employees out with buckets of Crisco, which is nasty, right? You're just carrying around 5 gallons of fat, and they're rubbing down all the electric poles, the street lights with Crisco, because they know that Eagles fans, whether they won or lost, they were going to climb those poles. And any of the college students that had experience, they're going to get up. Even if they might have got up, the Crisco on there might not have stopped them. I bet you people got up there. And if you are a casual NFL fan and you guys just tuned into the playoffs, which is a lot of people, I realize, is if you were confused why a bunch of Eagles fans were wearing dog masks, it's hard to explain. Just because of all the injuries the Eagles have sustained, they have constantly been underdogs in the playoff game. So players decided to wear masks after the games, and the fans decided, we're not fans, as Eagles fans, we're not scary enough. So now we're going to wear dog masks. And I'm sure there were some fuzzies. No, they're not called fuzzies. Those furries, those people who have that fetish where they dress up like a squirrel to, sweat it out with a bunch of, other adults dressed as bulldogs or whatever. They showed up to this Eagles game. They're like, hell yeah, I get to wear a dog mask and watch the game now. I'm in. Another thing I learned is, well, actually, I didn't learn this. I already knew this because I cannot dance. I can't dance. I don't want to dance, and I can't do it. So every time, NFL playoffs, it happens every year. A team wins a playoff game. They show the locker room, and the rich owner, which in the NFL, 80% of them are old white men, like in their 70s old. There's not a lot of young owners in the NFL where they own teams, and they go down to the locker rooms, and the young players, the average age on a roster in the NFL is like 27 years old. So there's a 50-year gap in culture. And so new rap songs or hip hop or, country, new songs are being played, and the rich white guy can't help it. He says, I haven't danced in 35 years, but I'm going to break out something these people haven't seen in 60 years. They haven't seen this dance move because culture moved on, but they haven't. And they dance, and they're brave, and I commend them. That's bravery right there. Knowing you can't dance, or if you're in your 60s or 70s, your joints naturally, you don't have the movement you used to. It's like me. If I just know I can't do it, so I don't even try. I have rigor mortis in all my joints. I think I was born with rigor mortis. Rigor mortis is when you die and you get stiff. That's rigor mortis, and I think I was born with it. My joints, I know my body can't move like that, so I don't try. You won't see me trying. The emergency move is do the robot, I guess, because robots, they're made with rigor mortis. They're metal, and they can do the robot. So I guess I could if I have to. If I have to dance my way to safety, I'm breaking out the robot, I guess. Okay. And yes, I'm an Eagles fan. I get the question every year because I wear like a sweatshirt or something. Oh, you're an Eagles fan? Are you from Philadelphia? No, I'm not. I was born in LA and raised in Reno, Nevada. And the Reno meth heads didn't have good seasons. Then they changed their name to the Reno Gambling Addicts. They played in the Hilton's parking lot, and they didn't have a great season. A lot of road rash. Left a lot of skin in the parking lot. So it was hard to be a fan of them. Okay, and if Nevada didn't have a team. So I don't know. I was 10, and I picked the Eagles. I don't know why. I was very confused. I chose the Eagles, but I'm not going to lie and say that was my first choice. The squeaking chair is bugging me as much as it is you. I had an NFL. I had those. I don't think they sell them anymore because it gave kids CTE. They would sell the plastic NFL helmets that were the right size for kids, and I got one. I think it was a Seahawks helmet, and so I probably with Sharpies I would erase. I'd black out. I didn't have a good plan. I would black out the emblem, and I'd draw a shitty version of shittier version of the NFL logo and I tape it on there, and all of a sudden I was a Reds. I don't know. I was a kid, so I probably put animals. I probably put Bengals on there. I don't know. I was a fan of 10 different teams in 3 days. You should have seen it. Before I finally picked Eagles. And then every time I have to explain, how are you an Eagles fan? You grew up in Nevada. I didn't have a team. Okay. And then Eagles, I picked them. I don't know. But my mind is blown. I'm confused and scared. And so if you see a bunch of, I know even if you don't like the NFL, if you're an American, you get dragged out to those awkward Super Bowl parties. You're going to be there watching the Eagles play the Patriots, and you're going to be hating it. You're waiting for those commercials. Those commercials haven't been good in 3 years, by the way. Super Bowl commercials everybody gets excited for. It was that puppy monkey baby one. That was it. You remember the puppy monkey baby one? I think it was Mountain Dew. What the fuck were they thinking? That was terrifying. That's when they're like, we've gone too far. I don't think they've had good Super Bowl commercials in years. Budweiser, actually, you can always count on Budweiser to make you cry. They're going to make a commercial about a horse that gets hit by a fire truck, and the Dalmatian on the fire truck was his best friend or something. They make you cry. Budweiser just, they want you to cry and eat beer. Eat beer. Cry and drink beer. I'm trying to find the one spot. This fucking shitty chair doesn't squeak. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm alone here. Oh, what else happened? Apparently we haven't learned shit. I was kind of disappointed. Oprah Winfrey was trending on Twitter. And you always try to guess why something's trending. You see a man's name trending, you're like, who did he grab? Who did he fondle on set or whatever? That's what's going around now. Or they die. You see someone who's old trending, like Betty White. Next time I see Betty White trending, oh my God. Oh no. That's how I'm going to say, oh no, and then click on it. But I saw Oprah trending last week, and it's like I see Oprah for president, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. And to her credit, she didn't even say I'm going to run for president, but she gave some speech, and she was super Oprah. Oprah's cool. She's amazing. She gives shit away. That's a good trait, I guess. When you're rich, you give shit away. But I thought we've learned that even if you voted for Trump, I keep the politics. I try to keep the politics out of the podcast, just because it's not supposed to be about that. But even if you voted for this maniac, you're thinking, well, not a TV star again. This guy's fucking nuts. He doesn't, you just hear reports that he doesn't even understand the Constitution, which makes sense because he's getting shit pushed down. Anyway, I thought we learned just because you're popular that you shouldn't be a fucking president. We need someone in there that at least understands what's going on. If Oprah, first woman president gets a coin for sure. Dave Chappelle enlightened me to that, and I realized the first woman president's going to get a coin. And Oprah, I guess it's a pretty killer coin, right? But I think no. And The Rock wants to run in 2024. Come on, dude. Just keep making your movies, lifting up the whole set, bench pressing your cast members, tanning in case he's always dirty. No, that's it. In all his movie trailers, he's covered in dirt. He's in the gym sweating all the time. No wonder. Oh, he's probably stuff. I don't think The Rock smells very good. I don't think if The Rock puts out a cologne brand, I'm in. So, but I'd run for president? No, dude. Just drive that Fast and Furious brand into the ground. Keep making your movies, dude. You do not want any of this government BS. And I guess what's the date? It's the 22nd of January. The government is shut down. which is like, I learned that I didn't know the government could shut down. I'm sure a lot of very young people, I guess, well, it happened recently, but I learned the government shut down because I was in the Navy. It was like year 2 of me being in the Navy. I'm in Lemoore, California. And in the morning, they just say to us, hey, we don't know if you guys are going to get checks for the next month. The government is shut down, but Navy Federal Bank is offering these loans for 1% interest or something. I'm like, wait, what? We're not getting paid? What the fuck? What do you mean the government shut down? What the hell does that mean? Does that mean I could speed home? There's no cops? What does that mean? The government's involved in everything. Does that mean there's no buses? What is happening? Government is shut down. What does that mean? And it's happening again. I don't know. You know, they're fighting over the wall. Blah, blah, blah. Politics, right? Blah, blah, blah. Exactly. I know you guys don't want to hear this shit. If you want, you could watch any cable news channel. That's all they've been talking about. It's fucking crazy. The government is shut down again. What? What? Is it weird? I think, you know, what can I get away with now? No police? Is that what that means? Of course, it's not what that means. But the government shutting down, people going furlough, a bunch of employees, you realize all your neighbors, you find out who the neighbors are that work for the government because they're home today. Like, yeah, I work for the government, but we're closed. The government's closed. I don't know what to do about that. And the Women's March is, you know, it's not really about the government shutdown, but it's like the 1-year anniversary after Trump got elected, the Women's March. And holy shit, they're walking around, they're wearing pussy hats. I mean, I know I'm not a woman, so I don't have the point of view to understand what the march is about. Or, you know, not like I can go walk around down there wearing a pussy hat, but I don't understand the hats. I mean, every time, you know, a campy horror movie was on TV until I was much too old, my mother would cover my eyes if someone was, you know how your parents would just cover your eyes and you're like, oh God, you don't realize what I've seen already. I'm not going to be scarred for life to see the wet t-shirt contest in this movie, you know? But now, you know, things have changed. You just wear the human anatomy on your hat. You make a hat out of it. So, I mean, it's better if they could have, I mean, obviously pussy was the choice, right, for the Women's March, but hopefully we don't have any feet marches or, you know, toenail marches or something. And I don't want to see some nasty hats, you know, the fungus toenails and shit. It's confusing. I don't know what, you know, and then, you know, the most hilarious thing is that Trump sees this march and he realizes a lot of it, probably not all of it, but a lot of it is about anti-him, and he can't stand that. So he tweets out, well, it's good weather for a march or something to celebrate the 1 year in office, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Trump, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to keep my cool and not talk about him. In other news, Nintendo, they are geniuses of marketing. They can sell anything they want. And it was proved to me when I see this thing, once again, you open Twitter and you just see the trending and you go, what the fuck is going on? You see Nintendo Labo trending, Labo, Nintendo Labo. And you go, okay, Nintendo's it's a Japanese company. They make weird shit all the time. What's this? It's a cardboard. I'm going to go to the website and make sure I have the prices right. I'm on Nintendo. They talk about Nintendo Labo. It is for their new gaming system, but it is, oh my God, it's $80. It's a cardboard robot kit. It is, you make a cardboard robot to put on your child. This is obviously aimed at children. But there's going to be some adult men inside of these. They probably won't fit. You have to watch the video. It's like the first Iron Man movie where he builds a shitty suit first out of everything he found in a cave. Except this is all the cardboard that got thrown away on Christmas. You make a robot. You look like a shitty Transformer Halloween costume, and you put the little game controllers in your robot fists, and it's, I don't know, 50 cents worth of cardboard that you have to build yourself. By the way, it's also a puzzle. It's also a Lego set with giant cardboard pieces. You have to build it yourself. You have to watch your children strap this cardboard on them and rip it to shreds. It's cardboard. It's not going to last. And it was $80. You have to watch the trailer. And another video game company doing things they shouldn't. PlayStation has decided that they're in the shoe business now. I do not give a shit about. I don't have no fashion sense, so I don't know what a hip shoe looks like. But this PlayStation branded shoe from Nike is disgusting. And what does PlayStation have to do with feet and running shoes? Absolutely nothing. PlayStation is anti-fitness. These are like athletic shoes with, it looks like someone chewed up a bunch of fruit roll-ups and just spit it out on top of a shoe like a bird. And that's the design they went with. It's garbage. It is absolute garbage. These video game companies are bored. They don't know what the fuck to do. One of them made a pair of shoes that looked terrible and I'm sure are expensive. I bet they're making 50 pairs of them. And the other is taunting homeless people who have to make homes out of, structures to feel safe out of this stuff. And kids are making little shitty Transformer looking costumes. But if you are this is for the parents out there though. If you're like, fuck, I know what you're talking about. My kid wants it. Okay. You make a deal with your kid before he destroys it and say, I'll buy you this $80 cardboard puzzle Lego set, but this is also your Halloween costume for this year. Got it? You make your child sign a contract. You get it notarized, and when Halloween rolls around and your kid breaks out half of the pieces left over that are soaked in water, and it's just a sad pile of cardboard, you say, have fun. Hope you get a bunch of candy. I dare you for Christmas. Ask me for another Nintendo Labo cardboard bullshit kit. Ask again. See what happens. But anyway, that's enough of this not real TwoAskewPodcast episode. Like I said, I'll just go over it again. We are still making weekly content, except every week we change it up. It's one day it's going to be a gaming. We made one episode. We're going to be like hour-long episodes is what we're looking for, because we realize like you can't carve out like 2 hours to watch some content. So we're going to try and keep the episodes 1 hour, keep that entertaining. And the bi-weekly podcast, we will do normal content, and it will not be myself panicking watching this train go off the rails. This podcast. So subscribe on YouTube to TwoAskewPodcast. The same emblem will show up, so that's the only way to watch these video game episodes that we'll be doing bi-weekly. Otherwise, if you're not interested in that, we understand. Of course, you're like, I don't want to watch these guys play video games. That's not your thing. We will be seeing you bi-weekly. Okay, adios.
Bye.